All right. Good morning. I'm Steve Weber. I'm the host of the American Gumption Morning Show, being broadcast on Spirituality Gone Wild and also on the American Gumption YouTube and Facebook pages. So please do like any or all of the above and make sure you tune in every day. Typically Monday through Friday, I'm broadcasting live from 10 a.m. To 11 a.m. Eastern Time, 7 to 8 a.m. Pacific. Alrighty, so today is going to be an abbreviated show. I do not have a guest, but I have a couple of nice fun features. It's Thursday, so that should give you a hint on one of the features will be. I also have a movie life lesson that I will be sharing with you. I still have not found the perfect way to bring you those videos, but we're dialing it in and we're going to get it right here. So it's just a matter of time with that. So hopefully we're going to make it work this morning and we'll just see what happens. All righty. So the monologue today will be learning to stop. And coincidentally, it ties in with the movie life lesson. Stop, Forrest, stop. All righty. A little bit of announcements, housekeeping. So tomorrow, Friday, I am going to take the day off, and I've got some projects with the American Gumption project and the whole big American Gumption thing that have not been getting done. I did not have a guest scheduled for tomorrow, so I thought, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and give myself the extra day, and then I can dig into a couple of these projects that need doing and updating so that the American Gumption big project can happen. I've been focusing pretty much 100% on the American Gumption morning show since the beginning of August, and that's going very well. Very happy and pleased with the way that's working out. Feel like I'm getting a good routine with that. But I'm going to go ahead and I've got some other behind the scene things that need to get done, and I'll, no secrets or anything. I'll share them with you as time unfolds. But I will not be doing a live broadcast tomorrow on Friday. All righty. But next Tuesday, Natalie Coleman is coming back, and we're going to continue our story about her recovery. Now, she was our guest on Wednesday, and if you have not seen that, please go back and watch that. Wednesday, the 16th was the day that she was on our show. No, Tuesday. Wait a minute. Now I'm confused. No, Wednesday. Yeah, just yesterday. So yeah, things are blurring together. This is why I need to take tomorrow off and get myself a little better organized. All righty. So Natalie will come back next Tuesday, and we'll continue that conversation. The foundation was laid in the first video, but we're going to get into the fun stuff, the part where what's happened since she's sobered herself up, and the last 4 years, and how her life has come back and she's on fire, so and all that good stuff. So we'll talk about that on Wednesday. Michaela Sophia Lev is going to be our guest, and she is the founder and the organizer of the G-Fest Goddess Festival. That's going to happen over a couple-day period in mid-October, so we'll get into that with her. And I have several guests that I can't quite announce yet, but Thursday, Friday, we expect to have full shows with guests there. The other last thing I'll just say about the scheduling of guests is it's getting easier and better, where I'm getting people lined up, and I can see the day where I have people lined up 2 weeks, 3 weeks in advance. And of course, then my life will be easier in that I'm not always scrambling around trying to get guests at the last minute. So anyway, we're getting a nice momentum going. People are finding the show and liking it and wanting to be part of it. And of course, the shows play on forever in the virtual world. The replays are always available, so you don't necessarily need to watch it live, although I encourage everybody to come in and watch it live. And if you are watching live, go ahead and leave me a comment and let me know what you like about the show. Alrighty, so that's it. Now it is, my goodness, what's today, everybody? It must be All right, it's Throwback Thursday, and today we are going to talk about my father's first boat, the first boat in the Weber family. Now, this boat was purchased. It was a wide open boat. You can see my father's the gentleman with the green hat on, and my uncle is hatless, and I'm not sure who the other guy with the blue plaid Forrest Gump shirt and matching hat is, but he's looking rather dapper there. Anyway, this boat was purchased in probably about 1954, and it was just all wide open. And here my father put that deck on the front, the very front part. You can see the wood up at the top with the gentleman nattily dressed, and then they were putting these other decks inside there. So they were building this boat, or at least retrofitting the boat. Now here's another picture of those guys, and my older brother. He looks younger in that picture. He's got the cowboy hat on, and he's watching there. And this is down at my grandparents' house. I know that they were working on and retrofitting this boat. Now, it didn't take them long. They put it out in the water. There is my parents, mom and dad, taking maybe the maiden voyage, but you can see the nice shiny mahogany looking decks on top of it. And dad even put a steering wheel in it. Here's a picture of mom and dad. They were in their late 20s at that time. Probably around 25, 26, 27, something like that. Again, 1954. 1955 time frame is my guess. And one last picture showing mom in the back left, and with three aunts and younger, or again, older brother and sister, but looking younger, John and Eileen in the very back of it. All righty, that's our Throwback Thursday segment. And if you don't know, if you haven't seen one of those segments before, the opening segment is always pictures of myself when I was a child and or family members, and the closing theme is the Forrest Gump year. So normally I'll show one of those categories of pictures. But anyway, that's our Throwback Thursday segment. All righty, so that was fun, and that was throwing back 3 or 4 years before I was even born. So we went way back in time to the mid 50s there. Alrighty. So the next update I want to do is I want to give you a little bit of an update on my father, his health condition. Everything's okay, but we just thought it would be appropriate to give you a little, like I said, a little update on that. So the short version of the story is that Dad, let's see, I'm putting a picture up here of him. There he is. So almost 3 months ago, he ends up getting an earache, and go to the family doctor, and they get some drops, loosen up some wax, do cleaning out the ear, blah, blah, blah. And then, but after a week, it's still bothering him, and goes back, and then gets some more medications, or, some just over the counter stuff. And so anyway, this goes on for a few weeks. Finally go to the ear specialist, the ears, nose and throat specialist, and, determines that there is a bit of an infection in there. So get some type of medications to kill off that infection, and goes back again, and it just keeps, lingering and not really getting better. So then 3 weeks ago, was back to the ear, nose, and throat specialist, and they decide, hey, we need to give you some stronger antibiotics to get this infection in the ear. And by this time, it's sort of gotten down into his jaw where it's not comfortable to eat, and so anyway, goes into the hospital for a few days. They determine that there's a IV fluid that he'll need to get. And so he ends up getting a PICC line installed, comes home. And so for the last 2 weeks, we've been, giving him 2 times a day, these medications, morning and night. And, basically using this PICC line, if you know what that is, to put an IV medication into his blood system. So here's good news and bad news. The good news is that the jaw and the ear, that infection part seems to be under control. The bad news is that by the end of last week, Dad's saying that food doesn't taste good. His memory's not as he's like disoriented and confused. He's feeling he's feeling like depressed about the whole thing. And so after a couple of days of this, we're like, it has to be the medication. So we do some online research, and sure enough, there's a list of side effects that could be possible from this. And Dad has 3 or 4 or 5 of those different side effects that seem to be affecting him. So then on Monday, the nurse comes in once a week, and we explain all this, and they call the doctor's office, and sure enough, they go ahead and they halt the medication this week, and they're basically cutting the dosage way down. His system had gotten quite a bit of the medication into him, and so that was affecting him and affecting his memory, affecting his his mood and his appetite, and specifically taste buds. Food's not tasting good. So anyway, they cut that back. He seems to be rebounding and feeling better the last couple of days. We're going to start with the smaller doses of the medication, and that will probably continue for a few more weeks because they want to make sure that this infection that got into his bone is cleaned up and 100%. So anyway, Dad's doing okay. The medication created some side effects that were not pleasant and not fun, and so but we've gotten a hold of the doctors and explained all this, and they agreed. And so the new plan going forward. So 2 weeks of the heavy dosage of the medication is now being cut back to a much smaller dosage. And so we'll see how that goes. So I'll keep you posted on that, but Dad's doing fine. Here's a picture of him taken last week, eating some dessert. So his, even though he says the food doesn't taste as good, when it comes to ice cream, he still seems to like it. All righty. That's the update on my father. So everything's good. All righty. Now we're going to do one more segment, and I'm doing these segments today with the hope that everything's lined up. And this is kind of a vision I have for the show, where there's lots of different segments. We move from one to the other to the next one. All righty. So today, here is a life lesson from the movie, and this is always the tricky part, folks, because we want to try to stream a video, and we'll see how it works. So let's go ahead and add this on, and it's Forrest Gump and the learning how to stop. We all need to learn when to stop. Hi, I'm Steve Weber, and I needed to learn when to run, and I needed to learn when to stop. But I'm not going to stop sending out these videos until I get all the way down to number 1. Today is scene 88 in tribute of the 25th anniversary of the movie Forrest Gump. Parents tell toddlers to stop hundreds or thousands of times before they learn boundaries. Children playing with each other tell each other to stop all the time. Young adults in the workforce are told what to do and what not to do.
College ran by real fast because I played so much football.
When Forrest started playing football at the university, he had to learn when to stop. But with the help of the coaches and with the fans and even the band, he learned when to stop. We all need to learn when to stop. We all need help from others. We need to be coachable. Forrest Gump was coachable. Being coachable takes gumption. I hope you're both Gump-like and coachable. And I hope you're living your life with gumption. All righty. So that is our life lesson from the movie, Forrest Gump. There we go. And Forrest joined a football team, the University of Alabama, and they would say, "Run, Forrest, run," and he'd run and run and run. But he didn't know when to stop. He ran right. He got to the end zone, but he didn't stop. He just kept running. He ran right outside of the stadium, and then there was the band up there holding up the signs that said, "Stop, Forrest, stop." And so Forrest learned how to stop, and kind of a humorous scene and funny. But I chose that one today because specifically with my monologue, I wanted to talk about learning to stop. And so I decided that I'm going to continue the show. Obviously, I'm not stopping the show, but I am going to take a day off, and I'm going to focus on some projects that need doing. So the American Gumption project was really dreamed up a year ago. And then it just stayed that kind of a dream for, a good 6-7 months. And I ended up back in Pennsylvania. I finished the Montana chapter of life and then got there. And then really at the beginning of this year, the first month or two, I was, starting to get going, but then got real serious in March. And that's when the, fulfilling what that project looked like came about. And so anyway, I was dreaming it up. I had been dreaming it up for months and months, but then I actually started doing things and getting. So the first big project was to get the back end technology more or less lined up, and that took a few months. And of course, I ended up going on the trip out to Washington and Oregon in March, and so I had a nice little dry run with the whole project. And then content creation became the next phase of it, where I was okay. The foundation of technology is in place. And then now I need to start creating content. Well, ever since August 3rd, I've been doing a show a day and creating content. And the idea is that the show will be a bit of a variety show. It'll be broken into segments. There'll be an opening monologue. Some days there'll be a life lesson from the movie. Some days there'll be a Throwback Thursday. Some days we'll have Brandon Schaefer usually on Tuesdays come in. So we'll have all these little segments. And so the idea is that all of the segments can be broken into little pieces and then shared with different, social media and ultimately all stored and housed in the members website that the foundation again is being laid. So anyway, knowing that I did not have a guest scheduled for tomorrow, and knowing that I've been creating content, interviews with people, all of these segments, and they need to get organized better into that foundation of tools that I created a couple of months ago, but really aren't being filled up and properly used. So anyway, I have a couple of projects that I figure let's just go ahead and take, since I didn't have a guest scheduled for tomorrow, I'm going to go ahead and take that day, and I'm just going to go ahead and, work on some of those projects and just stay focused with it. And I had originally decided that I wanted to do 210 shows in my first year. And that came out to 17 and a half shows per month. And so I'm on to last month, I did 20 shows. And this month I'm on target to do 20 or 21, even with taking tomorrow off. So I think what will happen going forward is that every few weeks, I'll either take a Friday or a Monday off, or maybe I won't. I think I want to take the days off, like, where they're, do like 3-4 shows in a row minimum, so not taking, not interrupting the schedule in the middle of the week, but rather always at the beginning of the week or the end of the week. So Monday or Friday, just to give myself some extra time to work on other projects. Now, as I get out on the road, living in the RV and traveling about and doing this show from the road on a regular basis, and there's some tools that need to get the internet. The internet's always the main issue with all this. How do I live and stream and get that all to work? We'll figure that out. But when I'm out there doing that, then there might be days where I need to be traveling on a Tuesday or a Wednesday, and so I'll take off those days in the middle of the week. So we'll just see. We'll just play that by ear, though. That's down the road. That's not something I need to worry about today. So anyway, that's really it, folks. You run and you run and you run, and I've been running since August 3rd and having a great time, feeling like I'm supposed to be interviewing people. I love the interviewing process. A friend of mine wisely asked, well, what parts do you really like about the show and what parts do you not like? And I said, I love the interviewing and I love the preparation for the interview. And then, it's like, what parts do you not like? Well, all the details that need to get taken care of and the, the production portions of it, and the post-production, even, that's probably even less of a fun thing. And then all the sharing on social media and that sort of thing. doing. And so I will be building a team of people that will help me with these different aspects as time goes on. Right at the moment, I'm still kind of a one-man band doing a lot of this myself. And that's okay, because I'm really figuring out what I want, and it's certainly is going to be my vision, sink or swim, and I expect it to swim. So anyway, that's it for today. At times we need to stop, just take a little bit of a breather and rebound. And so I will take off tomorrow, but I will be back next week. Planning to do a show Monday. Tuesday, Natalie Coleman will continue the conversation that we started yesterday. And then we'll have Michaela Sophia Lev on Wednesday. And I do expect to have guests on Thursday and Friday also, and maybe even Monday. So we're, things are, and then just to teaser out, I've got 2 guests for the following week and 2 guests for the following week after that. So things are, filling up. The schedule is getting going. And I really do expect that I will be scheduled 2-3 weeks out in advance, full schedule. And maybe at that point, then we start to bring in people, for little mini segments when they need to fit in and squeeze in. So the goal, though, would be keep the show moving fast, me doing short little monologues, not necessarily talking the entire time, but a lot of different production things, people coming in, different segments. So that's the vision. And I'll work on some of those back end segments and technology stuff that needs to be in place to better do that. That's it, folks. Have a great day. We will see you on Monday. All right. Have a great day. Have a good weekend, folks.